Hey folks, so today I'm doing a little potting in the greenhouse and it's raining, so I'm going to try to talk loud. I apologize if the sound isn't great. But I'm doing some potting, and one of the things that a lot of people have trouble with when they're potting, the thing that causes a lot of problems down the road, is making sure that the first root on a stem. So I've got a little pawpaw here that I just dug out of my seed bed, and so you can see it's got a nice well-branched root system. When you're repotting this and putting it in the ground, one of the most important things is making sure that you keep this first root right here, right at the soil line. And a lot of times when container plants get potted and then repotted and then repotted, they continue to sink lower and lower and lower in the pot as people put more and more soil on top of the container. And it's really important that you keep that first root right at the soil line, because that can cause so much trouble down the road once it gets into the landscape if the container is too deep and it begins to suffocate roots. There's just all kinds of landscape problems that causes. So to get them off to a good start in the nursery, one of the techniques that I use, so we're putting them in these tree pots here. Went ahead and filled my container partially full and then just tapped it down to firm the soil in just a little bit, not super hard, but just a little. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to work my roots in and pop it just a little bit to pull some of those bottom roots down, since this is a pretty big root system on this one. But I'm going to hold that root right at the top of the container line. So when I'm going in and filling soil back around, I'm making sure that right now that top root is right there at the top of the container. And then once I get enough soil in there, then I'll just set the roots down, pop it, and that gives me, I still have my root right at the top of the soil line, but I've got the soil spaced down enough so that I can still hand water if I need to and have a little bit of a reservoir to catch water. So that'll be a good container with easy to maintain in the nursery, but also setting up for success on down the road once it gets into the landscape.